All right, so to create a timer, we're going to go into our character blueprint. And we are going to add two new variables. One is going to be an integer for minutes. And another one is going to be an integer for seconds. And we are going to, those are both by default 0. We're going to just do on event begin play. There's one right here, it looks like. Let me just move this stuff over. Oops. Uh, we're going to pull out a delay. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. And this delay is going to be 1 second. And at the end of the delay, we're going to set the seconds to the current seconds, which is 0, plus 1. And then we just go back. Infinite loop, it'll just keep adding seconds. So that's the simple version. And if you go into your Jetpack CUD, I added a little time thing here. You're going to need to bind your seconds to get the player character. Or no, cast to player character controller, player player pawn. And we're going to pull out the seconds. No, it's not player character. What is it? It's player. Oh, cast a first person character. And then we pull out get player pawn. This is going to be seconds. Push that to that. And turn seconds into a string. So this is what it looks like now. And you can see on the bottom left, nothing is happening. Even though the timer should be pushing forward. Let me check my first person character. Oh, there's a branch in here, which means this may not even run. So what I'm gonna have to do is, oops. I'm gonna have to put this in a sequence instead of pushing it against this code. I'm gonna do what's called a sequence. So the first thing it's gonna do is whatever this is all about. Then it's going to do the second part of the code, which I just created. Just pull this up here. So we're going to go from here to this delay. Let's try that. Now the timer is going. Now the minute's a little bit more complicated. So essentially doing a little bit of math here. We got to remove all this. Essentially, if you want to have a minute timer, you need to take your, from here, instead of going back to this infinite loop, you have to go to branch. We have to check to see if the seconds is equal to if it hits 60. Also, you can just drag that pin to that pin. You don't have to pull this out again if you don't want it. And if it does, so if that's false, we'll go back to the beginning. But if not, we're going to set our minutes to add 1 minute to them. So we'll say minute plus, and then we'll do the same thing for seconds. We're going to go back to 0. Just to keep that at 0. And then we'll go back to our delay. So it looks like it's a little complicated, but there you go if you want to take a screenshot. So now in my Jetpack HUD, I'm going to go to the minute one and create a binding. And I tried doing it earlier and I had the wrong one, but so let me just fix this. So then we'll just get cast to first person character, get player pawn, get minutes. And in our designer, I bound that one to minutes, that one to seconds, and then I just made a separate text box that's just a colon. There's no binding on this one. That just stays like that. We'll see what happens. Cool. So for the sake of testing, let's I'm just going to set this to 0.01 instead of 1 in my first person character. So let's just see what happens as it runs. Like it works. Cool. And set that back to 1. And there is your timer system. Now, if you want to go backwards, you do the same thing. You just have to reverse the math here and take the number of seconds, the default value, let's say is 60 or whatever you want it to be. And you would just do a subtract and then a delay and back. So same basic idea. All right, thanks.